Welcome students. Hope you all are safe. Today we shall visualize an interesting prose, empowered women navigating the world. Navigating is traveling. This is the third prose. Let's step into the lesson. Let's see what all the role played by women in the past. The whole life of women depends upon their family. Their family is their world for women in the past. They remained indoors unless permitted to go out with escorts. They were busy with their household work, taking care of their family all the time. But now, women occupy almost all the major positions in the society. Currently, women's accomplishments are tremendous in many fields. One such achievement is the all-women Indian Navy cruise circumnavigation. Circumnavigation means the action of sailing all the way around the world. This lesson is an interview with the 6 members of the all-women Indian Navy crew under the captaincy of Vartika Joshi. So children, do you know how many days did they take to sail around the earth? 254 days. Here they tell about their experience in this voyage. The aim of the voyage, selection of members, their training course, the challenges faced, their enjoyment, and their successful return to Goa are discussed in this interview. All women Indian Navy crew circumnavigated the world for 254 days all alone in a sailboat called INSV Tarini. What is INSV Tarini? INSV stands for Indian Naval Ship Vessel. Tara Tarini is the patron deity for sailors and is worshipped for safety and success at sea. Patron is supporter, deity is God. Tara Tarini is the god for sailors. The boat was named after the famous Tara Tarini temple in Ganjam district of Odisha. The word Tarini means boat, and in Sanskrit it means savior. Savior is rescuer, a person who saves someone or something from danger or difficulty. INSV Tarini is the second sailboat of the Indian Navy. The first is the INSV Mahadev. INSV Tarini is a 55-foot sailing vessel built indigenously in India. That is native. The boat is made in India. The boat is built in India by MS Aquarius Shipyard Private Limited in Goa. After undergoing several sea trials, the boat was given to the Indian Navy service on 18th February 2017. This boat has advanced ray marine navigation suite and an arrangement of satellite communication. This boat was designed with some advanced technologies. Okay, here what is the meaning of Ray Marine? Ray Marine is a company's name who supplies electronic equipments for marine use. Navika Sagar Parikrama was a project undertaken by the Government of India to empower women to attain, that is to reach, their full potential. Chief of the Naval Staff, Admiral Sunil Lanba, in his welcome speech said that the project was depicting Government of India's trust for Nari Shakti, that is women power. This voyage showcased Make in India initiative by sailing on board indigenously built INSV Tarini. This was an Indian made boat. It encouraged the use of environment friendly, non-conventional, that is not regular, renewable energy resources such as the wind for its functioning. It also collected and updated meteorological, that is weather report, ocean and wave data on regularly to help weather forecast by India Meteorological Department. It also collected data for monitoring marine pollution. Indian Navy's 6 women crew. So totally 6 women were in the crew. This crew was skippered. Skippered is to act as a captain. Skippered by Lieutenant Commander Vartika Joshi. So lieutenant is a substitute acting for a superior. And the other crew members were Lieutenant Commander Pradeep Jamwal, Lieutenant Commander Swati Patrapalli, Lieutenant Aishwarya Botapati, Lieutenant Vijaya Devi, Lieutenant Payal Gupta. The crew started their voyage on 10th September 2017 from Goa, flagged off by the Defence Minister of India. It was really marked as a historical day. In their voyage, they stopped over 4 ports, namely Fremantle, Australia, Lyttelton, New Zealand, Port Stanley, the Falklands, Cape Town, South Africa. Why do they stop there? For their rationing and repairing purpose. They returned back to Goa in April 2018. So totally they had undergone the voyage for 254 days. On 21st May 2018, they reached Goa. An interview with the crew members. These crew members shared their experiences about their great voyage in an interview. Through their personal experiences, we really come to know their hardships and unpredictable challenges they have faced all through their expeditions, that is, journey. The interviewer's first question: how well were you acquainted, that is, aware with the sailboat before you took up the task? For this, Vartika Joshi answered that none of them had any previous experience in the sailboat or ocean going boat before. She said that at first they found it very difficult, and slowly they had gone through the training for 3 years and they were familiar with that sailboat. Now let's see the second question. Can you tell us about the training you had undergone before this expedition, that is, journey? Vartika Joshi replied that they had both theoretical courses and practical courses. In the theoretical courses, they learnt about the navigation, communication, and weather prediction. Classroom courses, that is, practical courses, are completely different from sailing outside. In the practical courses, they learnt how to repair things, how to deal with emergencies, how to forecast the weather, and even they were given training in medical emergencies as well. For the same question, Aishwarya also replied that they underwent the training in Mumbai at the Indian Naval Waterman Ship Training Center, that is INWTC, and at various schools in the Southern Naval Base in Kochi. For better learning, that is how to sail in the sea, they took the voyage in Made to Mauritius in 2016 and 2017, and also to Cape Town in December 2016. So it was a complete 3 years of journey, and in that voyage they learned how to repair and how to manage the leaks as well. And she said that they even ran out of water and food. So the trip was a tutorial for them on how to manage food, water, and even electricity during the big voyage. They practiced everything in that journey. Next question. The interviewer asked, "What was the selection process?" Aishwarya replied that out of 30 women who had applied, only 6 were shortlisted based on the survival skills, and the mentor was Commander Dilip Daunt. But after she was told about the flare-ups, that is violence, at sea, she even had second thoughts to join the team. The interviewer's next question: how did your family members react when you told them about this expedition? Vartika Joshi replied that in the beginning the family members did not support them because 4 of them were from the mountains, that is hill station, and so most of them have not seen the sea. Vartika Joshi invited her parents to see the ocean the first time, and after seeing their complete training and dedication, their parents started supporting them. They were apprehensive too, that is, fearful that something bad will happen. Even though their parents agreed, they had some fear in them. The next question: what were your aims and how did you work to achieve them? Vartika Joshi answered that she wanted to work with complete dedication and honesty, and it was the journey that mattered to her the most. So, her contention, that is, effort and struggling, was to make sure to go by the rules of circumnavigation, and so she thought of not using any auxiliary, that is substitute, to take anybody's and not to take anybody's assistance. She grasped that completely. And the interviewer's next question: name that one quality of yours that enabled you to complete this expedition successfully. Vartika Joshi replied that it was their honesty and that made their journey successful, because they all know that their sailboat worked under the winds. So, whenever the wind dropped in the sea, they wouldn't want to switch on the engine and move a mile ahead because they wanted to be honest. She was glad that they finished their journey successfully without using the engine at all. The next question: as the head of the crew, how did you involve the team? For this question, Vartika Joshi replied that whenever the problem arose in their sailing, everybody was together and they discussed and sought out the problems. She also added that only with the collaboration, that is cooperation and teamwork, they made their journey successful. Payal Gupta added that when the team faced a severe storm in the sea, 3 were watching out the storm and steering the boat, and the other 3 who would be inside wouldn't be able to rest. Somebody would heat the water and the other would heat the gloves because it was raining. She also said that it was their team effort that they could overcome their 20 hours long storm. The next question. Share your experience about the most challenging task while sailing. Vartika Joshi replied that they had tough time with the winds and they couldn't predict the waves, and they need to anticipate, that is to realize beforehand what could be there ahead. In the South Pacific, they encountered, that is experienced, a storm, and at the time the waves were almost 9 to 10 meters high and the winds were up to 60 to 70 knots per hour. Meaning of knots is a unit of speed equal to 1 nautical is sailing, 1 nautical mile per hour, that is exactly 1.852 kilometer per hour, which is about a hurricane force of wind on land. She also said that with their hard work and effort, they were able to overcome those challenges. The interviewer's next question: how adventurous was your trip? Again, Vartika Joshi replied that they witnessed the southern lights while they were crossing the Tasman Sea. That was a rare sight in those months. That was the awestruck moment for them to see the entire sky lit up in green light. They also visualized bioluminescence, that is the production of light by living organisms, dolphins swimming like their neighbors, and a variety of sea creatures. They also spotted a dead sperm whale and they thought it was an island from a distance. The dead whale was so huge. Whenever they spotted something in the sea, they had to Google it to learn more about the species. The interviewer's next question: how did your crew spend time deep in the sea? Swati Patarapalli replied that during circumnavigation, their hobbies were like posting pictures like golkapas, that is pani puri, and cakes, reading comics, reading epics like Ramayana, doing crafts like lampshades, and cooking dishes with the limited provisions in the boat. She prepared best dishes for her crew members and got appreciation from them. For the same question, Vartika Joshi replied that all the 6 members were always entertained by watching movies, listening to music, and they made parathas, baked cakes, and breads, and even made halwa and rasagullas in their tiny pantry. Pantry is a small room where food is stored. They also celebrated festivals like Diwali, 3 birthdays including the first birthday of the boat, and they crossed the international date line and such. The next question was asked by the interviewer: what motivated you to fulfill the country's expectations? Swati replied that the entire country was watching and praying for them. The people did not know what kind of challenges they were facing. Their motive was not to frighten the people. They dedicated to finish that circumnavigation and to prove themselves. The last question: as a woman, how would you consider this expedition? Vartika Joshi replied that being women, they are honored, and they said that their journey will be a great boost to women in the country. they felt very proud that they have added laurels to our country. She also said that the sea didn't discriminate the genders like male and female. They realized that the gender is not a matter in the role in sailing. But to boost the morale, that is confidence in the country, and for more women to take in adventures like sailing, she felt great that an all women team had been formed to undergo this expedition. So students, hope you all understood. Thank you.